Please rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Welcome to the Village Board meeting of October 15th, 2024. Roll call.
Stacy?
Here.
Terry? Kraus?
Here.
Gardner?
Here.
Weisbaum?
Here.
Diachenko?
Here.
Okay, in your packet you have the minutes for last month's meeting of September 23rd. Does anyone have any changes or additions? Can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Diachenko?
Yes.
Weisbaum?
Abstain.
Gardner?
Yes.
Kraus?
Yes.
Terry? Stacy?
How many yeses do we have?
3.
Then I will vote yes.
Throw a wrench in there. Toss a no in there, see what
I
happens.
don't. All right, it does not look like we have a village clerk report, or in fact, a village clerk. So, under my report, discussion to change meeting times of the regular board meetings. I guess there had been interest in changing the times to
6.
6. Would everyone be interested in doing that?
I'm in favor.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Did you amend anything in that?
I don't know. I would say make the motion and we'll do the vote. And if we need to do anything formal, I think we do.
Because I believe the
ordinance
ordinance states
does.
what time, so we need to alter.
The actual ordinance, so we're gonna have him rewrite the ordinance. Which,
Or I'll do it for free, I'll just change 7 p.m. to 6 p.m.
right? And, or actually,
I mean, yeah,
Charity can
I'm
do
not-
that, yeah.
I'm not really joking.
And we can just inform him, with the understanding that after the election, all bets are off. We
That
don't
is an
know.
accurate statement.
Yep.
So then, I'll make a motion to amend the village ordinance to reflect a 6 p.m. start time for the regular meetings of the village board.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Stacy?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Weisbaum?
Yes.
Diachenko?
Yes. Yes.
You're missing two.
Oh,
And Todd said, yes.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
You're all set.
I'll be a yes.
Two of us.
She's fired.
We need Jeanette here. I don't do so well at this.
We
Well,
got-
you seconded it first, so I think I'm like,
They
okay,
still
so you
have to
still
vote,
have to,
yeah.
okay.
We got the 4, it doesn't really matter after that.
Okay. Village commissions, 4th of July commission, trustee Kraus.
I have nothing new to report.
All right, youth commission, trustee Weisbaum.
A few events took place over the last couple of months. The Night on the Farm at Windmill Acres was well attended. Upcoming events include the Haunted House Trip on October 25th, Tony's Dine Out fundraiser on October 16th, and the trunk or treat on the 26th of October. The next meeting is scheduled for November 19th.
Thank you. Historic preservation, trustee Gardner.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be tomorrow night, the 16th, at 6 p.m. at the depot.
Okay. Finance and administration committee, trustee Kraus.
Various reports are enclosed for your review. I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills and payroll in the amount of $796,732.99.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion?
That's an unusually high number in case anyone was looking, and we've had 3 or 4 bills for the police department in there, for the police station, the new one. So that's why it's a lot higher than it normally would be.
Roll call.
Diachenko?
Yes.
Weisbaum?
Yes?
Gardner?
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Getting there now.
And then make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
And I'm gonna give the treasurer's report. The balance of all village accounts as of 9/30/24 is $8,133,605.63. Commission and special accounts balance, $264,123.38. All total, $8,397,729.01. General checking balance is $2,090,167.39. And the commission bills and non-AP payments, $351,587.06.
Righty. Make a motion? Huh?
Did I already?
You did make the motion.
Make a motion, yeah.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. Roll call.
Who did the second?
I did.
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Weisbon,
Yeah.
Diachenko.
Yes.
That is all I have.
We just skip a week or two. All right, Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, Trustee DeChenko.
Okay, so on, last week, trustee Todd, David, and myself, met to just kind of go over the Christmas tree lighting. It's scheduled for December 1st of this year. Just quickly going over the parade route, the park setup, where the crafts are gonna be, Santa's chair is gonna be, where the fire pit is gonna be located. Discuss the Christmas tree lighting decoration contest between the houses throughout town. We also discussed several of the buildings or businesses around Fireman's Park possibly putting up decorations, to get in the theme of the Christmas tree lighting. And we did set a more formal meeting with more people attending for October 23rd this year at 6 p.m.
Okay, that's all.
Good.
Planning, Building and Zoning Committee, Trustee Gardner.
Building Department monthly report is enclosed. Our next meeting will be October 24th at 7 p.m. right here at Village Hall. Concludes my report.
Public Safety Committee, Trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. The Police Department EMA and Code Enforcement monthly reports was enclosed for everybody to review. Lieutenant Emerson, is there anything like that?
No.
Okay, very good. The trick or treat hours for Halloween is going to be from 4 to 7. And obviously the Lions Club will have their stuff going on at Fireman's Park. And then I'd like to consider for approval to enter a collection service agreement with the Municipal Collections of America, Inc. And that's for the collection services with adjudication. So this way we have means of actually being able to go and when the people show up, or if they don't show up, they can help us render the funds. So.
That is actually something that I spoke with Jeanette about, because potentially we would be able to use that for collections of things, so she was hoping to table this, have a little further discussion on how that would impact our, like say, for non-payment of other village things.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I could, see why not, yeah,
Next
we'll
meeting.
table it. And then the committee met when the mayor asked us to meet. We met with the fire department. We were talking about our fire code, and we were talking about the building code. So some of the discussion and recommendations that we came forth was to adopt the 2021 International Fire Code with amendments to those codes, and then we can go ahead and utilize the 2021 with our amendments And then a list of the amendments that everybody had came up with. This is on the sheet of paper here that printed out, Charity. So thank you for that. But a lot of these were some of the different things as far as what we can do and trying to incorporate some of the things that we have within the village to try and still maintain with still adhering to an updated building code. Because that has to be, which we have to, it goes in effect in starting January of this year. So, I did, there was, I know the chief, Chief Alshady brought like a PowerPoint, I think that PowerPoint was, couldn't find it. And I thought it was with the minutes, but, I could ask him, I don't know, I couldn't find another copy of it, but I could ask him for another copy, just for the rest of the trustees to see, because it had the breakdown and it showed the differences between the 2021 versus, some of the older codes. So, and I think some of the different newer, codes that we're trying to get away from, that may not apply to some of the different things within our town, like, the residential sprinkler system. So we would make an amendment on that, we would amend it to where, residential, the residential doesn't have to have the sprinkler system, for that, installation. But then certain buildings that, are over a certain amount of square footage would and/or have to be so many feet from the fire hydrant, and that's kind of all broken down into a lot of the amendments that we have. So if anybody wanted to add amendments, has a little bit more knowledge than us, and I figured this would be a good discussion for that.
Yeah, I'd have to see exactly what all this refers to, you know what I mean, looking at it here is, I know when we said it that last
And I
meeting.
know it's B and F, but I don't, it's not B and F. It's fair. I think we're
No, it
talking-
would actually be, safe build.
Safe build,
Yeah. I know when we had sat down to talk, he had shown us paperwork from other towns, and I know Moni had like 8 pages of exclusions that they had. They had massive amounts of exclusions from even 2015 fire code. I don't think we, or not fire code, building code and fire code. I don't think we have that many exclusions from 2015, but obviously we'd have to see what we currently have and then what we would have to delete. We talked about possibly getting Safe Build involved to be able to give us more direction than just seeing things. I'm not necessarily opposed to the townhome one about greater than 3 units, with the exception of the fact that I think we have 3 of them in the works now that basically are sitting on lots that were pre-approved, and those will not be built if they have to put sprinklers in. They're resisting building them now because they don't know if they can sell them. I think I had always thought it was a 2-unit building over on Keenan, and now the plans that you saw show that it's a 4-unit. There is a 3 or a 4-unit in Prairie Park
Yes.
that he's debating about even building or not. I would be fine with any more subdivisions coming in with doing that as a requirement, but
So is it
I don't-
grandfather all the current ones?
the current ones, because there aren't that many, there's 3 or 4 of them that were planned for, and that was it. I think, and I would have to do research on that for townhomes here, you probably just won't sell them. So, but, yeah, maybe you don't want to. Duplexes would be fine. But I would just be more concerned with the ones that are already in the works that have already been planned for. And like I said, to the best of my knowledge, I'd have to look, I think there's only like 3 of them.
Well, this is my recommendation, I think, what everybody we're talking about, and that gets the ball
Yeah.
definitely rolling, because January's coming quick.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually, gonna try to meet with, Safe Build next week, to go over, because they had given us, just kind of an initial, cost not to exceed a certain amount of, to do all of our codes, so the 2021 building code and fire code, and so a little more information about that through a committee meeting, and we'll discuss it with you.
And they would be willing to do like a Zoom code, or a Zoom call for a board meeting too, but
Because the guy that they have that handles it is out of state, so if we have questions, for him, it'd be better for him to be on a Zoom call, but yeah, so.
I'm I'm thinking it might be a better idea to have like a committee meeting first to go over a lot of the details so that, you know, it could be quicker at the board meeting.
So the one that says the fire district renamed as the fire code official, does that mean we're not doing it anymore? What is that? The
No,
reference?
that's, we actually, they are listed as the fire, the police chief is listed as the fire code official.
Fire chief.
I mean, the fire chief is, yeah, I'm sorry, is listed as the fire code official.
So this doesn't need to be changed, or?
Well, that's what we have currently we have that listed as that, that's who, because when we went with Safe Built, I think, wasn't it with Safe Built, they were saying that we needed to have unofficial, fire code official.
And they were
So
not
we-
qualified to do that.
Got
And
it.
so we named, I think we did an amendment, we named, the fire chief as the official.
Or, I don't even know if we did anything formal. No, we did not.
Didn't do it for him.
We just basically, no, there was
We
nothing
just
formal.
basically said it was
Yeah.
him.
Said poof, you're a fire code official.
Beecher, Gavin?
You should see him in his hat.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, we had been under the impression prior to that, that Safe Built was able to do these things, and they had said they were not as well versed in that, so.
So we will continue the discussion. And that's all I have.
All right, Public Works Committee, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Works monthly reports enclosed for review. The wastewater treatment plant is monthly report is enclosed for review. I'd like to consider a resolution amending the rules and guidelines pertaining to the Public Works CESPA fund. I'd like to make that motion, ordinance 2024-05, that we waive the rules and guidelines pertaining to the Public Works CESPA fund.
Amend the rules.
Yes, amend the rule.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
That's a resolution, not an ordinance, right?
Yes. Roll call?
Diachenko,
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes. Okay, I'd like to consider a motion to waive the formal bid process to purchase a 2025 Ford F-150 from Terry's Ford and purchase the lighting and equipment from Chicago Communications in a total amount not to exceed $54,000. The quotes are enclosed. So I would like to make that motion to waive the formal bid process to purchase a 2025 Ford F-150 from Terry's Ford and purchase the lighting and equipment from Chicago Communication in the total amount not to exceed $54,000.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Did the Public Work Committee meet to approve this, Roger? 'Cause I know there was some discussion before about whether this was gonna happen or not.
Yes, we've talked about it.
The committee recommends it?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's getting the truck, or what's the truck being used for?
It's been a long time, we've,
Yeah.
Because I know, weren't we talking about not doing a 150, because it didn't have a, or was it snow removal, or no snow removal, or what?
No
Why
snow
not?
removal. Because we wouldn't need it for snow removal.
so, yeah, this is for, because Adam is getting the other truck, so this one is for, yep, yeah. So we kind of downgraded it and said we wouldn't need all the extra.
Okay, discussion, consider.
Oh, well, hang on, wait, hold on a second, so, any more discussion? Roll call?
Stacy,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, discussion, consideration of asphalt patching bids. Workers paving was the lowest bid at $8,606.
so would you like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion, consider the asphalt patching bids, workers paving, at a price of $8,606.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion? Roll call?
Piechenko,
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes. Okay, authorize the purchase of a 2023 Imperial 83 by 22 foot, 18,000 trailer from Morris Trailer Sales in the amount of $14,748. The purchase was approved as part of the fiscal year 2024-25 budget. So I'd like to make that motion.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Is that coming out of the CESFA or the,
That's out of the street department, so out of the general
the
is where
capital
it's,
improvements?
yeah,
Or the general, okay.
yeah, where,
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Stacy,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Piechenko.
Yes.
Okay, discussion to declare a 2009 John Deere lawnmower and a 2010 Toro lawnmower as surplus property and set minimum bids at $250. So I'd like to make that motion.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
How many other lawnmowers do we have?
7. 7 others.
7 others?
Yes, sir.
That many lawnmowers?
Mhm.
We have a lot of lawns.
Yeah. At 54 acres a week, that's a lot.
I just want, I know we have a lot, I just want to make sure we're not
Yeah.
shortchanging ourselves.
No.
Too,
You got 2 for yours? Yeah.
yeah.
For your little bit.
Sometimes I want to walk, sometimes I don't.
What's the minimum bid you guys are asking?
250
250.
on the mowers, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, roll call?
Piechenko.
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes. Okay, discussion to declare a 1994 leaf machine as surplus property and set the minimum bid for $500. I make that motion?
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Is that the one is that the one we currently have? Or is that the one we got from Ford?
No, so we currently have 3 in total, and I'm looking to get rid of our oldest one.
So
That would be a
Thornton didn't
minimum
give
bid of
us junk.
$500.
I want to make sure Thornton's not giving us junk, that's all.
Oh, we love that machine, that's a great machine. Yeah.
All right, roll call?
Stacy,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Weisman.
Yes.
Piechenko.
Yes.
Will that be all?
That's my report, Mayor. Sorry. I'm a little loud too.
That's right. We all are, apparently. Economic Development Community Relations Committee, trustee Weisbon.
No updates this time. No updates this time.
All righty. Any old business to come before the board? Yay. Any new business to come before the board? Yes?
I got something. So we know that our pump to build ratio has been way off for the last few years. Our retired village administrator saw water flowing out into the golf course approximately 3 to 4 weeks ago. Started doing some investigating, and what we found is in Prairie Crossing South, which wraps around Fir Forest and Donahoe, back there behind McDonald's, we found 13 services that are leaking below grade that have never surfaced. They're finding their way into the stone trenches and going all the way out to the golf course. If he wouldn't have notified us, we probably would have never known about it, honestly. So we're working currently on shutting all of those off. As you guys know, in the past, we've had a lot of these same service lines, same issues in Nantucket Cove, Hunters Chase East, even out by our Public Works facility in MGM. We had a Public Works Committee meeting before this. Something to think about is in the future how we're going to go about replacing all of these service lines that are bad. We have approximately 30 out there right now that we've already shut off, and numerous that we probably don't even know that are leaking. I feel that this is a good probable area of where our water loss is going. What's happening is everything out there is stone trench backfilled with 3/4 stone. That's an EPA regulation that it has to be. You're talking storm lines, sanitary lines, water main, water services, things of that nature, and everything intertwines with one another and crosses over on top of and below each other. So it's never surfacing, it's just following these underground trenches and finding its least path of resistance, obviously, and coming out in these ponds. If any of you have noticed back behind Greg Szymanski's house on Miller and Orchard East, I'm sorry.
The 5-acre pond.
Yeah, that pond is always wet. It has been for the last 20 plus years. This is where we finally found 13 services leaking. So we need to think about in the future how we're going to go about replacing all of these services. Right now we're just turning them off. But in order to replace the services, what are called long side, that go underneath the road, you're talking $4,000 to $5,000 each replacement. So it's going to be a huge investment at some
Times
point.
what?
Nantucket Cove.
How many lots?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nantucket alone has 111 open lots in it. So you can divide that in half because you're going to have your short side services on the side where the water main is located that don't have to go under the road. Those will be obviously easier to replace, but the long sides, you don't want to obviously dig through the road in order to replace it, so you're going to want a directional bore under it to minimize your other side of the cost. So yeah, something to think about for sure. It's going to become a real problem once, you know, we're starting to get some development discussion going on in the area and stuff. It's going to be an issue forthcoming for sure.
So these are only in the subdivisions that were previously approved and had the infrastructure put in, like Montalbano?
Yeah, 20 plus years ago, correct,
Gotcha,
yep.
yeah, where
Yep.
they started building and stopped, not
Yep.
anything that was never developed in the first place. These are
Correct.
just the ones where we
Yeah,
stopped.
what we're finding is it's on 95% on the unused service lines in all these open lots that are, you know, have never been built on. We have found one. That's actually one of our officers' houses up in Nantucket Cove that his service line ended up with a pinhole in it, which obviously would be on a used service. So, but a good 95% of them are on all these unused services. So our thought process in-house was just start shutting all of them off. We know they're leaking. If they're not leaking yet, eventually they're bound to start leaking. But now that we start getting into the discussions of these new developments coming in and stuff, it could raise a potential issue on the other end of replacement. So.
Okay.
Some more money for us?
1,000 times, how much?
At a reason, minimum visible lawnmowers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, can we set the bid on the
some
leaf
good ones.
machine at $400,000?
Yeah.
All right, any more new business to come before the board? No. All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Diachenko,
Yes.
Weisman,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.